Hey BookTube, this is Kelly. Thank you so much for watching Books I'm Not Reading. First of all, I just want to start off by saying that I hope all of you are well, and especially those of you who don't have channels or aren't currently making videos at the moment. I would love to hear a comment from you in the comment section to know that you're doing okay. I think it's really important as a community to make sure other people know that we're all right, or if we do have symptoms that we're taking the necessary precautions and staying inside. This is day one of my own shelter in place, which will be longer than 2 weeks. Of course it will. Although I have to say, in my community, people are not taking the coronavirus very seriously at all. They're buying guns as though we can kill a virus with guns. The grocery stores have been out of milk and baby wipes and toilet paper, like many other communities, but at the same time, like, people are not sheltering in place. I couldn't believe when I came back into town yesterday how many people were out and about. It was supposed to be a vacation week for me. And I was supposed to help my parents. My dad's surgery got canceled, so less than 24 hours after Jason dropping me off at my parents' house, then there was no reason for me to be there. I still stayed a few days and did my best to distract my parents. They watched the news 3 times a day. That's far too much news. If you are doing that, I really, really encourage you, try to at least cut one of those out, right? I want to talk about more than just the coronavirus in this video. I am going to be working from home beginning on Monday, and I need your help with something else. So my boss is coming up with a list of things that I can do from home. I do have to go into the office probably Monday, get my keys, because she has my keys, long story there, and then put on a flash drive whatever sort of documents that I think I might need or that I could use. I think my planner's still there, I'm not sure. But I mean, there's a number of things I could do from home. I'm really not set up to work from home, and I did that intentionally because otherwise I would just work all the time, and that's not good for me. So anyway, I've had this book for a little while. It's called You Are a Badass. I'm pretty sure I've shown this on my channel before. I do struggle with issues of self-confidence. I think this would be a really good book for me to read. I'm just not really sure how to pitch it to her as this counts as work. So if you have any ideas, I would really appreciate that. I do think it would help me have more confidence in my job. Lots of times I feel like I'm the person in the room with the least amount of knowledge, when in fact I do have a considerable amount of knowledge in my job, and yeah, so I need to embrace that and show other people so they have some faith in me and my ability to do my job. But anyway, so if you have any ideas, let me know. There is another work-related book that I have in my office that I'll grab, and I feel fairly confident that she'll say that's fine for me to read that as work. But I am nervous about the list that she's coming up with. So we'll see how that shakes out. In the meantime, though, there's been a ton of BookTube events, because we, as a community, can still go on because we're not, sneezing on each other and coughing on each other and things like that. So, so I have been participating in Mammoths or Marching Mammoths, and I've been reading David Copperfield. And unfortunately, I have about 170, maybe a little less than that, pages to go. So I'm hoping by the end of the weekend I'll have this done. But David Copperfield has suffered from from all of the events as of late, which have been really, really stressful. And I do have to watch my stress. That's one of my triggers for my epilepsy. So I do have to really monitor that. And unfortunately, as much as escaping into a great book, I think it's a good idea to reduce stress. David Copperfield has suffered because I have not been reading it as closely as I should be. And I just, there's entire characters that I kind of vaguely remember, but not really sure what's going on with them, that sort of thing. Probably some really obvious clues as to where the story is headed, and I'm not picking up on them. So I feel bad, and I hope that at some point in the future I'll be able to read David Copperfield again and enjoy it more. There have been some really, really great scenes, some things I just really have loved and enjoyed. And of course, I have the, I think it's a BBC adaptation of David Copperfield to watch when I'm done with this. And then there's a new movie coming out, which probably won't come here, but maybe in the future I can watch it on some sort of streaming channel. I'm not sure. So, one of the cool things in watching the news 3 times a day is that I did get to hear a few stories about people practicing kindness. So some big music artists have been performing concerts from their home. An American comedian that I'm not sure how many of you are familiar with, Jim Gaffigan. He's been having dinner with the Gaffigans every night, and that's been pretty amusing. I also saw in Italy people went out onto their balconies and were singing, which I thought was really, really beautiful. I wish I could do that here, but again, there's a lot of people here who are just going about their daily business like nothing's different, and that just scares me a lot. So, as far as what we can do to practice kindness, I think we can all give each other some grace as far as how often we make videos or don't make videos. I think we can leave comments and check in, especially, like I said, those of you who, or I think I said earlier, this is my second take, I apologize. If you're a non-booktuber, or if you're somebody who doesn't have a channel, leave a comment below that, hey, I'm sheltering in place and I'm okay, or, I had some symptoms and so I'm home, and that sort of thing, whatever, just so the rest of us know that you're okay. Because when you don't have a channel, it is really hard to know that. And I would encourage people to practice sheltering in place. It seems to be the only thing that actually, at the moment, that we have any way of being effective at that. And I know it's really hard to be inside for 2 weeks all the time, but if that means that our lives are protected, or that we are just asymptomatic and we're not sharing it with anyone else, that's a really, that's really important. That is practicing kindness. So, even if you think, I'm fine, I feel great, but I'm gonna, stay at home for 2 weeks, I think that's a good idea. Truly, I think that's a way to practice kindness to the people in your life and the people that you love, especially people who are high risk. Both Jason and I are higher risk folks. Myself, because of my epilepsy, and Jason has just a compromised immune system. So we are taking it pretty seriously. Like I said, I think Monday will be a day where we go out very briefly, just so I can work from home. Oh God. And we'll see how that goes. But yeah, so we'll do that. But We're trying really hard. And Jason was actually brave enough to ask people on Facebook if they could help. There were just a few things in his, like, buying 3 weeks worth of groceries. There were a few things that he forgot, and so somebody brought a bunch of that stuff by to us, which was really, really wonderful. So anyway, being kind to yourself and being kind to others can definitely mean just staying at home, having as little contact with other people as you possibly can, washing your hands, coughing, sneezing into your elbow, and touching your face, which I am the worst at. Is anyone else having problems with that? All of a sudden I'm realizing, like, I am touching my face all the freaking time. I have to stop that. Okay. Anyway, I've rambled long enough. Remember to be kind to yourself, be kind to others, stay safe, and I will talk to you soon, BookTube. Bye.